Hey there! If you're looking for a fun and easy way to earn rewards, including cash and prizes, check out the link in the video description.
A heroic new mother has had to have both her arms and legs amputated after developing toxic shock during childbirth as her baby was born at just 2 pounds 8 ounces. Bree Morgan Bauer, 35, from Kansas City, was rushed to hospital on February 17 for an emergency C-section at just 27 weeks. Her third child, Beau, was born weighing 2 pounds 8 ounces, but while doctors stabilized the baby and transported him to the NICU, Bree's state declined. She developed streptococcal toxic shock syndrome and was placed in a coma. Over the next few weeks, she required countless surgeries and eventually had to have all 4 of her limbs amputated. Bree first went to hospital on February 17 after experiencing several days of feeling flu-like, body aches and general discomfort. Doctors determined she was in labor, and her baby was in danger, so they sent her for an emergency C-section at just 27 weeks. Beau was born, but Bree lost a lot of blood in the operating room and her condition declined rapidly. A GoFundMe set up to support the family reads, the medical team struggled to get oxygen to her fluid-filled lungs and to stop her bleeding. Bree began to suffer from organ failure. Doctors placed her into a medically induced coma and told her family she was unlikely to make it through the night. But Bree held on, and the next day lab results revealed she had developed streptococcal toxic shock syndrome. The infection was concentrated in her uterus and required her to have an emergency hysterectomy. In the surgery, doctors discovered part of her colon had died and she had to have another major surgery, her third in under 72 hours, to fit an ostomy. She survived the procedures, but the medication she was on had begun to impact all 4 of her limbs. The GoFundMe says, her hands and feet were turning black from lack of blood flow. Amputation discussions were inevitable. Bree was still in a coma, only briefly waking so her husband could tell her, "Bree, it's Reed. The baby is safe, he's beautiful and looks like you." Over the coming weeks, she had battled infections, setbacks, and endured amputations to all 4 limbs. Her right arm, just above the elbow. Her left arm, just below the elbow. Her right leg, which is at hip level. And her left leg, just above the knee. In mid-May, Beau was released from the hospital with no complications and Bree was transferred to rehab where she is learning to adjust post-amputations. The GoFundMe says, the work is as much mental as it is physical and all of it is exhausting. She's processing the trauma and grief, while also having to overcome the mental hurdle of exploring prosthetics. The family have shared their journey on social media, building up a 369,000-person following. Their latest post, from Sunday, shows Bree outside of the hospital, navigating in her motorized wheelchair. The caption reads, "What a difference a week and a half makes. Couldn't be more proud of our girl for crushing rehab. Thank you to the OT and PT teams for helping her break down barriers." Beau is being cared for by his father, Reed, with help from his grandparents. The family said, "We're grateful to have a tight-knit family that works together to keep everything moving." As of Tuesday afternoon, their GoFundMe has raised over $350,000. They say the money will be used to help offset medical costs, prosthetics, home renovation and other needs. They added, "Meanwhile, Beau is busy doing regular baby things. He's been home for a couple of weeks now, but still gets to visit Bree in rehab often."